Hey admins, how we doing out there? So it is the 1st of April and it makes it the last month of the Moose year, so we're in the final quarter. This video is going to be slightly, probably a little bit longer just because there's so many things to cover right now. But first off the top is, as many know, there's were tornadoes in Indiana, and a tornado went through Sullivan, Indiana, and we were fortunate that the Moose Lodge only sustained very minor damage, but the community was hit really hard. Some lives were lost. I'm sure some people have seen videos. The VFW there, people know it because it has one of the helicopters outside and on a big pole. It's completely gone. So the folks at the Moose Lodge there in Sullivan have stepped up, and it's been a drop-off center, and they've been giving water and food and other essentials to people in need there. Great thing is the 6th district stepped up, and a few lodges dropped off supplies as well. That was fantastic. That was nice. If anybody's wanting to drop off donations, especially like water and those kind of necessities to the lodge, feel free to do that. Also, if you guys want to make donations to the lodge, you can do that. They'll be redispersing that into needed items for the community. That can come out of gaming. Just a couple of things for people that have questions about gaming and the checks going to lodge. It can go from one lodge gaming to another lodge's gaming, so that's okay. You will want to put in the memo line, earmark it for tornado relief, and that can be mailed directly to the lodge in Sullivan. And in the actual email that this link is in to this video, I will put the address to the lodge there. Feel free to give whatever you want. It's not required by any means, but we know some lodges are wanting to help the community, so appreciate that very much. And our thoughts and prayers go out to those people in Sullivan. Of course, Robinson, Illinois, which is just across the Illinois border too. They were hit fairly hard. So, Mr. Jesse Germany is on the road this week, so the territory manager for the North is out. So that means this will probably be my last video to the entire state for these regular videos. I'll probably send something out every now and again if it's something that applies to the entire state, but going forward, especially with the end of the year stuff wrapping up, I have specific things for my territory that I need to discuss about, and I'm sure Jesse will either be doing something along the same lines, or we'll be communicating with the lodges through emails of things that they need to be working on. So, last month of the Moose year, as always, we're worried about our numbers at the end of the year and our retention numbers and our +1s. So, as of April 1st, over the weekend, the association was down 2,100 members. Now, again, we always have that rollover from last month, the people that expire and don't renew their dues until they actually expire. So, hopefully, they're going to do that fairly soon, and that's a big chunk of those numbers. But when we ended the last month, right before the month was over, actually the North ended up a few plus, and the South was a little down. So this month, right now, out of those 2,100, the North is short 700 members and needs to work on that. But that means the big number is in the South, 1,400 members down. So lodges, we really have to work on our retention. Again, have your retention committees doing work. If you don't have retention committee, put one together. And I understand volunteers are tough, but one of the biggest things I always say is take those expired lists to your officers, and before a meeting, have them call some people. Again, it doesn't have to be that complicated. If each officer contacts 2 people, and they don't have to make contact with that person and talk to them, because most people aren't going to answer their phones when they don't know that cell phone number coming in. They're going to get spam. But leave a message and just say, hey, Bob, this is Dan from the lodge, and wanted to make sure you realized you were expired, and more importantly, want to make sure you're okay. We haven't seen you around the lodge for a while, or whatever, something nice and friendly. Just leave them a short message and remind them that they're expired. You may want to throw in there, that, even if they're not been coming into the lodge, that, the children at Mooseheart and the seniors at Moosehaven really rely heavily on that their portion of memberships dues that goes to them. So, throw that in there. If you need any help, though, with your getting your retention or your expired members or something out of LCL, don't hesitate to contact your tour manager. We're going to be able to help you find that stuff, but it's not complicated to get. Even sending out emails to the people you have emails works nicely. You know, I have to do a retention efforts each month myself, and this last month, because there was not having a territory manager up north, I did a much larger mass email out to all expired members, and I got lots of responses back that was like, hey, thank you, you know, I've been out of town, or I forgot, you know, and that's 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. They just need to be reminded sometimes, and I know we do multiple things to try to reach out, but a phone call to them is always you know, more personal, and they like that better. Excuse me. Also, it's that time of year that pretty soon I'll be asking for the volunteers to volunteer at the convention in Reno. You know, we always need help in the gift shop, you know, sacking up items, taking the baskets, empty baskets back to the door, someone working the door, letting only so many people at a time, plus the registration table. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm pretty sure that'll be coming out where you'll be getting an email from me requesting certain information. So, you know, be thinking about that if you're going to Reno and wanting to help. We've always had a good group in the past that have volunteered, and we need to try to hit a minimum number. So that would be great. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Training is out there, is available also. Remember, you can go to the Moose International website and go down to training, go to online, and look at the different classes that are available. There's a lodge leadership training coming up in Bloomington. Cletus McManimal has scheduled a 2-hot class as well, and I know lots of people out there are needing 2-hot classes. There should be a lot more classes coming up for training wise here fairly soon in the next few weeks. If you are someone who's running for office and uncontested, you know, go ahead and take the lodge leadership test online and go ahead and get that knocked out of the way. You have 60 days after May 1st if you're not caught up or not current on your training. But, you know, go ahead and knock it out of the way. Also, if you're an officer out there or someone's running for office and, you know, you're a woman in the lodge but isn't a member of a chapter, you have to be a chapter member somewhere to run for a lodge office. So, you know, go ahead and get that knocked out of the way. Same thing for men. You have to be a Moose Legionnaire. So if you haven't gotten your Moose Legionnaire degree, you haven't joined the Moose Legion, and you know you're uncontested and you're going to win that race, then go ahead and get the process started where you're to get in the Moose Legion. It's just playing ahead. It makes it a little bit easier on everybody. That's all I have other than this past weekend. The graduating class from Mooseheart was out in Indiana, and they visited several lodges. They did a lot of hard work in those lodges in the community, representing Mooseheart. Everybody I talked to was just ecstatic at how hard they worked, how they were willing to jump in, how polite they were. So I really want to thank those individuals in the lodges that set things up. I want to thank Henry Carroll for traveling around with them, and Mike and Desi Shane for all they did as chaperones and kind of were with the kids the entire time of the trip. So I really do appreciate that. And look at that, I kept it only at 8.5 minutes. Again, y'all take care. You have a good week. Have a happy Easter this weekend. Take care. Bye.